Good afternoon, everybody. So, it's like, I don't even know, like 7:10, 7:20 on a Monday. And, decided it's a good time to come out for a walk. Now, I came the opposite direction, so I came in where the eagle's nest is. Instead of coming back this way and then turning around, I came up and down this way instead. Oh, excuse me. For a few reasons. One of which is that I wasn't sure if I wanted to take the public trail or if I wanted to just walk out the other end and go down the highway, which is what I'm thinking I'm going to do. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm switching it up. Good old grandma had to fuel her addiction and she needed lottery tickets. So, I went a little bit further up the road to the place that actually had lottery, so I figured I'd go this way this time. Was it the right choice? Doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. Second order of business. When I was getting down here, the bugs are pretty bad. But I made the decision with the bugs that I'm going to go down the highway. But getting down here, I found this here pretty big puddle, right? And it was, oh my gosh, a frog. I think it might have been a toad. Where'd you go, little buddy? It might have been a toad, but he was tiny. He was like the size of a freaking quarter. I'll let him live his life. No need to pick on him. But big, huge freaking puddle, right? There's no way around without getting my, well, probably up to like middle of my shin covered in mud. So decided I would just do a small amount of climbing and just climb up the hillside, in which I did. And it worked out. There was a path that went around, but when I was going down through the trees and stuff, something jabbed me in the leg. I don't know what it was. Man, does it hurt. It's like, I don't know, like the worst case of poison ivy you could ever have, but all in one spot, and and then somebody's like continually stabbing you in that same spot with like a pin. It's not a snake bite, I don't think so. There's not two holes, unless it's like, a one-fanged snake or something. I think it might have been like a spider or some sort of wasp or something. It feels a lot like a bee sting, like a lot like a bee sting. So I don't have my crappy cell phone on me, so even if it was something extremely bad, best thing I can do is keep walking anyway. So, or hope somebody came by. Like I said, there's only like 2 breeds of poisonous spiders, and there's only like 3 breeds of poisonous snakes, like in my immediate area. And some of them, and I've been here for over 20 years, give or take, and I never seen some of the poisonous bugs and snakes they talk about. The only thing I saw here was a copperhead. Here comes somebody. All right. Next order of business. Don't mind the like super horrible acne crap I got going on. I think it's can't seem to get rid of it. I think it's a combination of like, constantly feeling like I'm either rolling around in maple syrup or like bathing in like cooking oil. So bloody hot. Anything I do, I walk to the store and walk home, it's like I'm covered in like a layer of like sticky sweat. It's disgusting. But you can't really get around it. So it is what it is. Like most things, it'll heal soon. I do have that doctor's appointment coming up, so if I feel that it's important to mention, I'll mention it. Even if I feel it's not important to mention, I might mention it. I'm going for a second opinion, so might as well Might as well, cross all my T's and dot all my I's. Now, what is there really to talk about? I mean, not really much of anything. Tried to drink the other night, right? I say tried. Oh, here, have this, alright? Have this. I am technically off probation, I think. My probation officer came by and, said his farewells and whatnot. So, now what does that mean? What does that mean for me? Not much of anything. Not much of anything. To me, you would think it means freedom, but there's not much freedom in this town to begin with. What can I do in the first place? And, to me, it makes the freedom feel more like I'm free to be, used as a scapegoat again, is what I think it means to me, I'm not on probation anymore, so now I'm ready to take the blame for some other scumbag. But, well, I guess we'll see how it works out. Maybe it does mean freedom. Maybe I'll finally have that life that I've been having stolen from me. The girl never got a hold of me. Doesn't completely surprise me. Like I said, it was a little too good to be true, for one. And for two, unfortunately, I came to the realization that I'm kind of there's only me. There's only me. There's not a lot of people out there like me. I'm pretty unique, or at least I like to think so. But, if I fell into a category, let's say the category of guy, I'm like the guy girls need. Not what the girls want, if that makes sense. I'm, minus the living situation and technical job, I'm decent looking, decently level-headed, kind of smart. I'm kind of a bunch of everything, And most girls, unfortunately, kind of hunt down those chads. That's what I love. That's what I absolutely love, You have all these girls, right? You find a couple that you really like, and you try to go for it, but they're all after all these here guys that have they popped off the cover of Teen Magazine with their daddy's credit card and their mommy's Porsche, one of those kind of guys. That's what they're after, right? And after these girls that you think are attractive, after these girls that you think have potential to be worth your time, after they go out and get used by 15, 20 chads, and they have, 2 or 3 baby daddies, then they think you're good enough. And that was kind of my analogy a while back of, I wanted that apple, I wanted that piece of fruit when that piece of fruit was nice, when that piece of fruit was pretty, firm, delicious, sweet. I don't want that piece of apple after 20 guys stuck their finger in it. You get what I'm saying? But like I said, unfortunately, for the most part, now I've had quite a few fairly attractive, girlfriends, but for the most part, after all the stuff that's happened to me throughout the years, I feel myself falling more and more into the category of that guy girls would settle for after they go and, ruin their lives and bodies. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I think a lot of people anybody that watches this that's like me, or lives or sees school and is more of an outcast, probably agrees with me. Because you see a much clearer picture when you're on the outside looking in than when you're in the middle of it. the football player that's playing the game might know what's going on, might know the plan, might know what his role is, but the referee sees everything. The people in the stands see it all. So, you know, take that however you feel like taking that. You live long enough and you kind of see how the world works. Or you see at least, at the very least, what goes on around you. And it's kind of disgusting. But I'm not going to change it anytime soon. No point really dwelling on it. Excuse me. And I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, you know, she's not going to message me. Why would she? You know, she could... I don't think there's this might sound egotistical, but this is in a certain frame of mind. I don't think anybody out there is much better than I am. Like... I guess, like, if you have everything handed to you, and you're in a good spot, mentally, then I guess you're okay, but I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Like, I'm like freaking stuttering over it. Like, I have aspirations, goals, and interests. And if society and the world weren't beating me down so freaking hard, I would have probably made something of myself by now. In a sense of, and by make something of myself, I'm talking my dream, not like the American dream or, you know, being a rock star or some crap. Like, my dream was, you know, little bass boat, crappy old truck that's super reliable, decent family with a cabin by a lake, 20 miles outside of town. Oddly specific, but very doable. It's not, I'm not asking to be an astronaut. I wasn't working towards, you know, being a, I don't know, you get my point. My goals were very realistic. But I made somebody mad somewhere. And the world beat me down so bloody hard, or society, or them and their friends, or whatever label you want to stick on it. You know, beat me down so bloody hard that I might as well be a homeless drug addict living underneath a bridge. You know, I feel like, as far as obtaining my dream, that I might as well be there than where I am now, because my chances are the same. It's probably not going to happen unless I become a drug addict living under a bridge, and I go find a house and a truck and a boat about 20 miles outside of town, and I murder the entire family and move in. Then I got like half my dream. Just kidding. Just kidding. I probably shouldn't talk like that, because someday, well, that's probably how I get myself into situations where I'm getting blamed for stuff I don't do. I tell some fairly off-color jokes, and apparently that's a big no-no. Unless you're a cool guy, or unless you got a lot of money, then you can say anything you want, short of blowing up planes. What is that song? Lifestyle of the Rich and the Famous? And you get caught smoking crack, McDonald's won't even want you back. You still run for mayor of DC. It's one of my favorite songs. Lifestyle of the Rich and the Famous, and High School Never Ends. I feel like that encompasses a lot of the problems in the world. So, anyways, yeah. I don't think Chick's gonna get a hold of me. Either it was a joke in the first place, or I messed up the Discord thing, or she just decided somewhere along the way, or somebody talked to her or said something about me, and decided that she wasn't interested in even giving it a shot. So, that's that. I mean, it's been like, I don't know, what, like 2 weeks? A little over 2 weeks? I figure by now if I was going to hear from her, I probably would have heard from her. You know, it's one of those things, like, you know, I didn't really want to pursue it because I was worried about a lot of things. But I figured, you know, after I drank a pretty god-awful amount of alcohol, I figured, you know, I'm a human being and I deserve life too mentality kicked in, and I figured, you know, if I go home and I don't talk to her, I'm gonna feel like a complete douchebag for like 3 days. If I talk to her and she says buzz off, you know, that's her problem, not mine. Not. This way is a little bit worse in a way, because it's almost like I had my foot in the door, but now I'm left in limbo. Because, I mean, she seemed pretty excited about the idea. I don't know. Maybe I'm just fabricating it. Maybe she was, like, smiling like that, like, good God, get this guy away from me. Adverse reaction to social anxiety. Instead of climbing up, going stone-faced, get, like, a super excited, giddy-looking smile. I don't know. Like I said, it is what it is. I mean, at the very least, I wouldn't say I did great for myself, but at the very least, I didn't do horrible for myself. So, I'm always talking like my life's over. I don't know, I guess it's truly how I feel. You know, by any stretch of the imagination, my life is far from over. I have potentially a long time to work on things, but in the last 5 years, you know, if anything, I've been going backwards. Like what I'm walking today, like me walking today. I'm taking everything in freaking reverse. You know, maybe it was all a figment of my imagination. Because the dude that went on a hike with me, the Samoan guy, I haven't seen him since. So maybe I just drank so much that I hallucinated. Because I haven't seen him, his friend, or heard from the girl at all. So, yeah. Maybe I completely fabricated the whole thing. That's it. My life is so messed up. And I've been living this conspiracy for so long. I'm just completely fabricating life events to make it so my life isn't completely horrible. Checking the timestamp. Don't want the clips to be too long. I'm not going down there today. Gonna go out the way we usually come in, I think. Head down the highway. Nice change. I do think I might stop for a quick photo shoot. The pictures I use for my YouTube and my Discord are a couple years old now. And, like, I don't go out and do amazing things very often. So I don't really do many, you know, photo ops. So I don't have very many good reasons to have a photo op. And I'm a fairly stereotypical guy where I'm not like, I haven't taken a picture in 5 minutes. I should probably do that. I'm more of like, oh, look at that. You know, it's been 3 years since I changed my profile picture. I should probably do something about that. I probably could have took some sort of picture at the concert, but I wasn't really going down till it was almost dark. And, you know, by then, this camera isn't exactly, I don't think this camera exactly has night vision. And there was way too much signage for the band and the town I live in and stuff, so to actually videotape any of that would have been probably not my brightest decision. Oh. I heard an airplane, couldn't see an airplane. So I was leaving the house. I was getting ready to hop on the bus to get up here, right? Somebody threw away a vacuum cleaner. So I bet you can't guess what I'm doing when I get back. Well, I'm probably not going to rip it apart today, but I'm probably going to snag it on my way through if it's still there. Vacuum cleaners are one of those things that's like a hit or miss, you know? The best part of a vacuum cleaner is the thing that goes around the motor thingy. They call it a stator or something. And that's the part that they started making aluminum. So if the best part's aluminum, then it's almost pointless to pick it up. But it'll give me something to do. I got the weed eater to rip apart. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do about the mini fridge. I was hoping I could just sell it to somebody for like $20, because I don't really want to scrap it out, because one, it works, and two, I'm pretty sure there's laws against dumping Freon into the atmosphere. So yeah, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with that. I might clip the cord and just throw it in the neighbor's yard. I was hoping somebody would just be like, I was hoping I could just talk to somebody and be like, hey, I got this mini fridge, it kind of works, $20, you can have it. That doesn't look plausible. My number one target said no, so that was a bit sad, kind of expected, but you know, maybe I probably will just end up clipping the cord and giving it to the neighbor. He has a junkyard, so he could take it out in the middle of nowhere, break the Freon out of it, or break the tubes and let the Freon flow out of it, and no one's gonna say a word. If I do it at my house, you know, probably, I don't want to give someone a reason. Like, I can understand why that could be a law, but I don't want to give someone a reason to cause me extra trouble. It's my rule, you know, avoid drama at all costs. If it's possible to avoid drama, do it. That's the rule. And alright, I'm gonna go for a minute. I need a drink. And I think I might see about getting that picture here, maybe. Could do it with a hat on so people don't see my baldness. Alright, I only look like a potential serial killer in like half the pictures. I took like a half dozen pictures with like the sky and the hill as my background. And I tried giving like the cheeky little smirk I give during like friend photos. Like, I don't do like a big old cheese smile, and I don't do like, you know, that stone face crap. I kind of give a little cocky smirk. And it just, I don't know if it was the lighting, or maybe it's just how the size of the picture on the camera. It just looked a bit on the creepy side. So I decided to tone it down a bit and just try to go a little bit more calm-faced. Not quite statue, but not quite serial killer. So, oh man. Should I take the long way back? I mean, I could. It's a bit of a pain to climb the hill, but I ain't walking down the highway then. I mean, we're literally talking like 10 minutes out of my way, a decently steep hill, but I mean, it's nothing I haven't done before, and it's nothing I can't do again. And then I ain't walking down the highway. What is it? what is this metaphor supposed to be? My way or the highway? Is that what this psychosis is supposed to lead me to? Like, you get what I'm saying? If I can go my way, or I could take the highway, and my brain triggers it to like a psychosis of somebody telling me you're gonna go my way or the highway. So yeah. You see what I kind of deal with in a way, in a sense. That wasn't scripted or anything. Like, my plan is the highway, but I was considering climbing the hill and taking the back road into my town, which takes about 10 minutes longer and is a little bit rougher, but I don't have like a drive-by audience to my walkathon. But you see how that registers in my head? Now imagine that, if you actually understand what I'm saying, now imagine that, but for everything. Like, okay, not everything, but almost everything. Imagine like your brain just clicking like that. And then you have to ask yourself, did somebody lead you to those conclusions? Like, is it part of a grander conspiracy? Or have you drew conclusions for so long that you're just drawing conclusions because it's coming natural to you? And it has nothing to do with some grand conspiracy. I'm pretty sure I know the answer. But luckily for anybody wondering, regardless of the answer or how insane I am, I've came to the realization that it doesn't make any difference, that I'm not going to change anything. So I just got to deal with it. So if you're wondering if I'm actually psychotic or not, you probably don't have anything to worry about for a little while, because I already pretty much given up hope. So I'm not going to go on a murder spree, because it wouldn't accomplish anything. But then again, not only do crazy people don't usually know they're crazy, it's also like they don't have to have a reason to do the things they do. So maybe you should worry. Nah, I think if I... Oh, bugs, man. I think if I have any control at all over what I do or who I am, it's not enough to make a change. It's like the way I see it is, someone's pulling the strings. Someone's making the puppet dance. But I don't know who it is. And sure the heck isn't me. Well, I guess the point of this video was to talk about the probation being over. That's kind of cool. I don't really know if that's good or bad. I don't understand it in the first place. I don't completely know why I was on probation. I don't completely know why they get paid while I'm on probation. There's a lot of things that I don't quite understand. Like, okay, you supposedly did something wrong. There was no proof, but because you didn't want to fight it, you get babysat by these people for 5 years as your punishment. Because you didn't want to stand up for yourself, you get 5 years of these people watching you. Okay. Probation. Somebody making sure you ain't gonna screw up again. Makes sense. Now, you gotta pay these people. Wait. Okay, so my life's being ruined with no proof. 5 years of my life I'm gonna have a babysitter and restrictions. I'm gonna have a harder time finding work. And I gotta pay these people? Did I mention how life seems to beat people down it doesn't like? Because that really kind of seems like it. And then when it's over, they're like, good luck, pal. You know, you're 5 years older. have a mark on your record, whether there was proof or not. And, good luck. I don't know. I feel that, my plan, well, I don't have a plan. Like, the goal that I want to do, considering the way life is here, is, leave. Is just do the best I can. Do the best I can to get, as far away from anybody that knows me as humanly possible, and try to build some sort of life. That's probably the ultimate goal. I'm not going to be a game warden, because enough of my life has been ruined already, and I don't even know if I can technically have a gun or a gun permit now. Probably not going to be a professional chef, because I think that takes a couple years of school, and getting a cooking job can be kind of difficult. There's a lot of chefs, a lot of sous chefs, and not a lot of high-paying chef careers available. And I mean, I always say, like, yeah, you can move to a city, but in reality, you got everybody in every small town that ever goes to be a chef or something in the culinary field automatically are like, well, if I want to get a job, I'm going to go to a city. So, yeah, you might have better chances, but you got to remember, everybody else going into that field also thinks they might have a better chance there. So, are you really going to have better chances? No. I really don't know. I'm trying to think long term, but I mean, best case scenario, I get like a clean slate, and that means barely anything, to go on, to build from. I have experience, I have intellect, but that would be about it. I guess another semi-decent probability would be if good old grandma wasn't whatever it is she is, and actually gives me the house, like should happen, because, I'm the one in the family that needs it, and I'm the one doing all the bloody work for it. So, that would be the other snowball's chance in hell. So, and I guess worst case scenario would be I went through all this garbage, wasted 5 years of my life just to end up in prison anyway. I guess that would be probably worst case scenario. Or, in a worse situation. I don't know. I can sit and think about it and speculate and formulate all I want. And it's not going to change much because, like I said, I highly doubt I have much control anymore. So, I guess we'll just ride it out and see how long my life gets ruined for. Maybe, I always kind of thought of it as like a farm, People that don't quite have their thought process, somebody they don't like the cut of their jib, then they kind of keep you. They keep you stupid, keep you lazy, keep you from getting anywhere. So when you're old, someone can take care of you and then claim money from the government. Like how some women go and have 5 kids so they can collect benefits from the government. I took that into consideration. Not having 5 kids. The fact that I'm part of some sort of disability farm. I'm gonna go because I'm almost at the end. I'm coming up to a particularly nasty puddle. And I might have to find a secret, sneaky, climby way to get around it. Whatever stabbed me in the leg doesn't hurt anymore, so that's exciting. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the stupid and waste of time as much as I did. Like I said, this is probably the most close to the most fun I have. So I'm glad to share it with some buddies. And here's the puddle, particularly bad puddle. I think I can make it though. I was hoping to snag a frog in a picture at least, but it doesn't look that way. Yeah, we're good. We are good. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you next time. So I wonder if it equates. Like, I decided to take the hill, right? So I wonder if taking the hill is like, would equate to being like, it's a little bit harder, a little bit longer, but it's more peaceful. Or with the other choice at the crossroads, so to speak, the other choice would have been taking the highway, which would have been a little bit smoother, a little bit shorter, but a bit more hectic, a bit more stressful. I wonder if that leads into the psychosis, bleeds into the description.